Man, this is going to be all over the place, so viewer warning. But I just got off my other job, and I went by in the Chinese place, and I'll probably make it short of that. Had to get my chicken and broccoli. I'm going to make me some coffee. I got to do it again tomorrow, but today was a pretty good day. But the main thing, I was thinking, where I work at, it's getting kind of crazy, and, you know, I got a bachelor's degree in 2018, but, you know, it's just a kind of piece of paper, but I'd love to use my bachelor's degree. I got a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration with an emphasis in accounting. And I probably, since 2018, probably put in 400, maybe more applications. You know, a lot of them I did a quick apply on Indeed. A lot of job databases aren't around anymore. I even went to like a Workforce Ready place, and they just pulled up Indeed and showed me the Indeed website to apply for jobs. And sometime I'll get somebody to call me, but it's a job that, you know, you don't want to really want. Doesn't have benefits, drive your own car, you know, so it's not, they'll call you for those jobs. But a good job with benefits and pay. So I figure, well, shoot, might as well look at a remote job. Who knows? But here's the crazy thing. I've sent, you know, the big social influencers, Mr. Beast, Candace Owens, I think her name's Cody Sanchez. Now, she mainly talks about buying businesses. Mr. Beast and Candace Owens, you know who they are. But I figured, man, I've already asked Mr. Beast and Candace. I sent it to one of their accounts or one of their online presence, so I don't even know if they'll see it, or there's somebody working for them like me that might forward it, or, you know, they might not give it any credence. But getting a hold of a real person, I think you got a better chance than trying to do a resume that you got to figure out the secret code, you know, like some kind of secret society code in order to figure out how to get the AI to forward your resume to the hiring manager. You know, they want 2-3 years experience for entry level. And even though you've done a lot of jobs, they still want all this high experience, you know, so they automatically weed them out if you don't have all this experience. And if you say you got the experience and you can't perform, then they'll weed you out too. But I'm getting older. I was able to pick up some stuff when I first started. Started about July, and didn't really have to start doing anything major until about September. Did a little bit, but my back started acting up. And about November, December, I went to the foot doctor, and I went to another doctor, and I got slightly bulging disc, my L1 and L2. So I got inserts in my shoes, and you can see that in previous videos. But the bad thing, sometimes it's hard for me to stand up, especially if it's on an incline or stand on mats. Well, they told me I wasn't part of the dream team. I can do one job. I think I do it pretty good. I've been doing that job since January till last week, and they moved me to another job where it's, we got to do like 700 parts a day is their goal, and it's constant, you know, zoop, zoop, psh, psh, zoop, zoop, you know, and fast you can. And then that's just one step. So I'm getting older. I'd like something a little bit easier. My weekend job, I just follow the guys around and, you know, make sure a fire doesn't happen, fire watch, and I make as much as I do working my butt off all day. But I love YouTube, you know, being able to make an impact or entertain people, which is really cool. And, you know, so I reached out, Mr. Beast. I don't know if it's his real account, but I sent a message to Candace Owens, and I'm going to send that the other lady I mentioned, Miss Sanchez, and say, hey, you need anybody to work for you remote? I'm willing to do it. I don't know what I'm doing, but I can learn. And learning how they do their media influence. And I've heard other people, I don't make anything on social media right now, but once you get up to about $10,000 a month, then you can hire a person. And probably about every $10,000, you can hire a second person. So, you know, I guess it's about half of what you pay them a year, or you pay them a third of what you're making or something. I don't know. But hopefully I'll find a mentor if I get up there. But yeah, I just figured this was an unusual way to, and what got me thinking, now I always think crazy things, but sometimes you think, that's too crazy. But I remember in the old days, my dad was telling me when I started looking for a job and couldn't find anything, no experience, young, and he said, well, just go and ask them if they need somebody. Used to, you could walk up a construction site and just ask them if they needed help. And we didn't have a epidemic of, you know, that was before kind of drugs and all. Some of them got real bad. So you could just walk up and ask somebody to do something. You could, all these things, if you was willing to do it, like paint numbers on their sidewalk curb or their address, and you could, kind of like entrepreneurship, but it was low-hanging fruit. You know, you do that job you're doing, it's hard to get repeat business if you do a good job, because it's going to last a while. So you had to keep going and going and hustling. And my dad sold insurance, was real good, but when he opened his own business, then it got hectic for him. So he went to the post office and worked for somebody for the rest of his life. But you know, you make good money selling insurance. He was one of the top salesmen, but when he got his own office, I guess he lost the gusto. You know, he's working, sometimes you eat, sometimes you don't. But he had that spirit, but he never really talked too much about it. And I've learned most of what I have watching YouTube. So it's very heartwarming and challenging, and it's a lot of work. And they don't tell you all the roadblocks you got to go through. You know, there's a lot of emotional stuff, and you think about something and then something happens and you're not prepared for it, it can really get you, you know. But if you find one thing that works, you can do it with anything. You just got to find something that you're comfortable with, you like, and it works. But, and sorry I'm rambling on, that's just, can't help it. But thank you for watching and sticking with me, because, you know, hearing what I got to say. But it'd be so cool. Mr. Beast, you know, he's got all these channels, and he does all these challenges. I might lose the sunlight. It's brighter on my phone right now than it is in person, to me, because you can see the headlights coming in my glasses. And, you know, Candace Owens, she talks about, you know, a lot of political stuff, and she's an activist, public figure, very literate, smart. Mr. Beast, very creative, driven, and the other lady, she's driven too, Miss Sanchez. So I'd like to work for any of them, you know. I've never done remote work, but I can learn. When I earned an associate's degree, and when I was in high school, they gave me Benadryl, so I slept through most of high school. So at a 42 students where I went to board school, and we had to do chores and couldn't stay up late. You know, you was on a schedule. So I wasn't able to always do my homework, and there was nobody to really help you. Till like my junior, senior year, I did this Upward Bound thing, and sometimes they would help tutor you, come out to where I lived. And I was there for 5 years. So I struggled in high school. I passed, but barely. So when I went to college, I had to take upgrading classes. First, I went to Tri-County Tech, and through Upward Bound, the seniors had a chance to get a college course. I took sociology, got a job, didn't study, failed that class. I went to Anderson College, passed a couple of classes. Even the teacher let me come to her house and let me study at her table and help me with, but that was after I left college, I contacted her. She helped me with algebra, just learning the basics, because I didn't hardly learn anything in high school. And I had to learn everything again. You know, I had to take upgrading classes, reading, English, to get to college level where I tested that. So I went to Anderson College and went to Clemson for the ROTC program. It counted, I guess, like a PE class or, you know, sport or something, or elective. And didn't do too well at Anderson College. So I owed this money, paid off student loans, and man, I'm losing the light. So just bear with me. And now it got dark like it is in the real world. So you can still hear my voice, hopefully. So then I went to Greenville Tech, and I took a class at Tri-County Tech. You know, did all that. And I had to take some more upgrading classes. Well, I kept going, quit going, wonder if it's worth it for years. Finally, I got my little 2-year degree, technical degree, electronics engineering technology. And I was ready to go get a job, and nobody hired me. Or they gave me like an electrician's test, because, you know, we were working with circuit boards and little milliamps. So, you know, I got an apprenticeship, ended up moving from where I lived, and worked there about a year, and then they fired me in maintenance. Then I went to Comcast as a tech, and then I went to the warehouse. Well, as I was working in the warehouse, you know, there was opportunity for an analyst. You had to have a degree. So I was working in the warehouse. I said, well, shoot, I'd like to get in something. So I said, I'm still young. I asked other people, I said, hey, would you go back to school? And they said, yeah, if I was your age, but I'm too old. So I went back to school and had to take a lot of classes in order to get Associate of Science. And then I took the classes to get a bachelor's in Business Administration of Science with emphasis in accounting. And I graduated in 2018. So, you know, I got my little degree, and I put in probably 400 something jobs. And, you know, everybody wants experience, or they want to pay you like part-time, or give you like $10 an hour or $13 an hour. And I went to some accounting firms, joined the CPAs, like a student, for the student membership is free, and they wanted you to have pretty much a CPA license. So it's all about the money, and a lot of those jobs, you can get them sometimes, but there's no benefits. You only work part-time. And my wife's real sick. I'm pretty healthy, but I'm on like 3 medicines, I think. Let's see. Yeah. And if I lose a little weight, hopefully I can get off some of them, you know. But, you know, blood pressure, and the white sugar now, cholesterol. What else? And that's it. Now, my wife's on 28 medicines, so I got to have a job with insurance. But, you know, it kind of gets me, job I work at now, it's really heartening. And then the old people I used to work with, I see them at break, see them still in there. So it's rough. And, you know, it's not about making friends at work. It's about earning a living, get insurance, pay your bills, and take care of your responsibilities. But still, you want it to be kind of a good vibe while you're in there. You don't want to be somebody call you retarded, or somebody threatening to kill you, you know, even though they just talking and being nasty, or somebody egging it on and telling them you said this, that. You don't want all that. So you want to, you know, I'm 51. I do YouTube. Hopefully this isn't a bad video. You know, showing the win and all, but I try really hard. I'm not perfect. I'm willing to learn, but, you know, I'd love to get a good job, maybe even remote. So my wife, she has a micro valve, and no telling how much time she has left. You know, it's like October 22nd, 2022. So she's at the point now, she just had a heart cath, and one of her stents is done closed up. So they had to take a balloon and blow it up. This ain't medical advice. This is just kind of what's going on. But if she don't have enough, the way I understand it, if her heart isn't pumping right, her veins eventually get to where they're not going to be able to carry the blood flow. So, yeah, I did that. I'm in the country now. So, with her having this stent, they sent all the records to a Charleston hospital, and they got her coming in for emergency. But every time she goes down there, just one day, her mama's helping out, taking her. It's like $200, you know, for food and a hotel. That ain't including the hospital bills. So, you know, I need a job with insurance. What I can do, I don't know what's wrong with me. I think what's wrong with me, my feet had stress fractures. It caused me to walk funny, caused me to get misaligned, and that's what caused my disc to bulge. And now they put me in the inserts. I can only wear them in my work boots, and it makes me walk normal, I guess, but then I can't walk fast, and it puts pressure on other stuff that hadn't had to deal with all this pressure. So, you know, I don't know what the underlying issue is, but I've been dealing with it since about 2 years now, 2.5 years. You know, I know I started working cement floors when I worked in a warehouse, and then I worked at Walmart as a door greeter, and I was on my feet probably maybe 5 and 8, 13 hours a day. And after about a year, my feet stretched out about a ½ inch just by standing on my feet all day. So I think that's probably part of the problem. I use my feet too much, and I might not have had the right shoes because Walmart cement floors. But yeah, I fell like 3 times at the job I'm at now. My mind still works good, and I'm trying to take care of myself, so I'm willing to work. Love a remote job. I keep putting in for them, and I can't get past artificial intelligence. Or I guess there's just so many people. Like one job I noticed at the time, there was 500 something people applied for it. They only hired 2, and it was like 50 something thousand, which, you know, that's decent. Where I'm at, I got a pay cut, and then they cut hours, so it's almost like losing probably $1.50 pay, maybe $2. So, you know, now that I cut my 401k back, and now the bill's I'm still making it, but it's tight. Like my son, he did some things today, and he didn't mean to. He just don't know what he's doing. So he burned up my my air fryer, and it caught on fire and burnt the stove. Smoked everything up a little bit, but it's still, you know, we ain't got no way to, we need a hot plate or something, and we're gonna get a new stove and tell him he can't cook. So just stuff like that, trying to help him out, help everything, and try to do it. You know, I got 401ks that are less, but I can always cash them out if I have to. And I'm very fortunate. I don't owe any bills except living expense, but that's kind of rough. And you think it'd be all right, but then, you know, you look at your bills and just think about it. When you go to retire, once everything's paid off and inflation hits, you still got power bill, car insurance, health insurance, you know, your cable, your telephone. So, you know, it could end up still being $1,000 a month, and that's not including your food and gas. So, you know, if you're not making enough to do all that, you're going to have to give up something. You're going to have to give up the cable or get rid of one car, or, you know, you're going to have to cut expenses somewhere. So where you do it? You know, and now, I went to Columbia College out of Missouri online, and they had a proctor, so you had to take the test with somebody watching you. So I legitimately passed my degree, and I got like a 3.27 or 2.9. So I did good, you know, and I had no idea what I was doing. And when you do online classes, you read your book, you have to learn how to read relevant information. Each paragraph usually says something important, and you highlight it, say, what is this paragraph trying to tell me? And then you do questions and the problems, and you try to figure out the graphs, and then they give you a test, and that information's, and it's not just a lot of memorizing, it's like a different type. They start doing it where you apply the information you know and answer the question, so you kind of have a applied understanding of what you're doing. You know, so I can learn anything. Like I learned how to do YouTube. Now I don't know how to do the I can learn, I just haven't had a chance to do it. And right now I'm real busy, because normally I work since Father's Day, unless I've been out of work or something. I work Saturday and Sunday, my second job, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at my main job. So I only got Mondays off, and I have to do errands for my son, and sometimes the doctor, and sometimes relax. Then I had to try to see the grandbabies and the kids, and then try to shoot a video when I can. So I don't really have a lot of time on my plate, but you know, if you don't keep grinding, you're never gonna make a dent in what you're trying to accomplish. So yeah, so I know it's a long video. Congratulations to it if you watched the whole thing. But yeah, hopefully somebody give me a shot, or I'll find something. At work now, my hands ain't cramping. What I'm doing now is peaceful. It's a good job. I'm very thankful to have the job, but we stand on this mat, and my boots, it looks like I stepped in wet sand, where you can see the impressions of my boots. And standing on regular cement feels better. But since my feet have those stress fractures, they hurt. And then I have to take like pain medicine. This ain't medical advice, but a lot of times after lunch, in order to keep going, my back will be hurting. And that area in your back, I don't know if you feel it, where you sneeze, and that lower part of your back, I have to hold my back now when I sneeze, or it hurts so bad. And picking up my legs and all. I don't really have a main doctor. I'm trying to get a primary doctor, so they can kind of help me figure out the path I need to go. And I'm praying, you know, and I seen a religious post, and I said, you know, Lord heal me. And a lot of people said, Lord heal you in Jesus' name. And some people even said it was funny, put like, okay, now give me $100 in the basket. So some people being funny about it, but I appreciate y'all following me on this journey. Keep up the grind. There are so many opportunities now. You just have to figure out what works. Be careful. I've noticed one thing. I watched a lot of stuff, waste a lot of time during the pandemic, is if somebody's giving you like something that supposedly makes money, like I want to sell you a business, and then you turn around and you have to sell it. Like it's kind of like a pyramid scheme. You know, you're not really producing anything. You're just selling their ideas to somebody else, getting a commission off of it, like high ticket affiliate. That's, you know, I mean, some people make money, but it's kind of unethical. You know, there's a lot of stuff out there like that. You know, a lot of people sell you this training to do this and this and this, or email list. And if they were selling you this stuff that you can hopefully use, and if they were making money at it, they wouldn't be selling it. So a lot of this junk they're selling ain't making no money, so they're just passing it on to somebody else making money on it. So be careful. Think about it. You know, why they selling this? They trying to help people, or they just trying to make a buck? So, you know, be careful, do the grind, and take care of yourself. Remember what's important. You know, whatever is important to you, try to keep that close to your heart, because you never know. And no matter where you're at, Be safe, stay warm. Hope you got food on your plate. And bless everybody. Bless all y'all watching this. And, you know, thank y'all for watching. And wish me luck finding a job that I can physically do without hurting all day and wincing and, you know, worried about if I got to go to the bathroom, whether I'm going to get behind on production or get fussed at, you know, or just feel like you you got punished for getting a job. You know, you go get a job and then you feel like you're doing hard time. It's like, man, what'd I do this? This is very draining, taxing, and no enjoyment at all. So, you know, hopefully your job's not like that. And then you hurt. And then you have to walk a long way to break. And then you just have you know, you don't know whether the whole economy is going to go to poop or whatever. But, you know, a weird way to ask for a job. Just being real. So, yeah. So, anybody needs somebody to do a job that's legit, not scam. I don't have it set up, but I'll set it up at the house. I got pretty good internet. I have cable, so I'm willing to work. And or they want to do collab, do some YouTube stuff. Who knows? Might be fun. But thank y'all for watching. I know it's a long video, and y'all have a good one.